The live pinpoint Doppler 12 severe weather alert. Some new video just into our newsroom from the nation's capital where snow started to fall overnight. And all of that is headed our way.
Live weather team coverage for you this morning. Michaela McDonald is working the very latest on road preps ahead of the storm.
But first, here's Michelle with the latest on what we can expect later today.
Well, the height of the storm will be during the mid to late afternoon hours throughout the evening, and we'll see some spots that get very heavy rainfall and others that get some heavy wet snowfall out of this storm. In addition, we're going to see some stronger wind gusts out of the east-northeast, and those will be gusting at times up between 35 and 50 miles per hour. Now, already this morning, some folks have been seeing a few flurries flying around. As we look at our live pinpoint Doppler 12 radar, most of this activity is sort of fizzling out this morning. We've had a few flakes through Westerly, Woonsocket with a little dusting of snow overnight. As we look towards Providence right now, you can see our skies are mainly dry but also cloudy. 34 degrees. We're above freezing in most locations. Travel conditions today going to go downhill as we move into the time from especially after school dismissal right through the evening hours, where we're looking at high impacts from this storm system. Again, whether it's snow or rain, it causes some problems for the evening commute. Here's the timeline: 7 a.m. to noon today. We're looking at just some light rain and snow showers. I don't expect any significant travel concerns, but during the afternoon and evening, the heaviest snow and rain, the strongest winds expected. We're looking at snow inland, and you may go back and forth between rain and snow south and east of Providence, with mainly rain along the coastline. As we approach midnight and beyond, lighter rain and snow showers and some gusty winds. So this is the snowfall accumulations by tonight. Still expecting the highest amounts to be well north and west in the higher elevations up through, say, Foster, Gloucester, Burrillville, Woonsocket, where 4 to possibly 8 inches of snow is. Still very tricky forecast as that rain snow line will set up somewhere around or southeast of Providence. So looking at several wet inches of snowfall possible there as you get closer to the coast. Again, little to no accumulation. We'll talk about the rainfall amounts, the wind with this storm, all coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go out to the roads, get a check on the pinpoint traffic for this morning's commute.
Okay, thanks, Michelle. And as we've been talking about all morning long, it is the evening commute that will have the most issues in regards to this nor'easter. Roads dry this morning, 6:02 a.m. Route 95, 195 split. No issues whatsoever. Taking a look at a larger view here, Rhode Island, parts of Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, a lot of green on that map. Now, the traffic update for you coming up in about 10 minutes. Rhode Island's Department of Transportation getting ready for today's nor'easter, what could be a rough ride home.
Let's go right live to Eyewitness News reporter Michaela McDonald, who's been live in Breaking News 1 all morning.
Good morning. Well, if you're just waking up and you're getting ready to head out to work or to school, your morning ride is looking like it's going to be fine. But RIDOT crews will be out treating the roads for the afternoon and for the evening commute. And some towns have already initiated parking bans, including North Providence, Woonsocket, Hopkinton, and West Greenwich. Like many Rhode Island residents, RIDOT has been cleaning up from last week's nor'easter right up until this nor'easter. Joe Bucci, RIDOT's state highway maintenance engineer, tells us they had crews working extended hours yesterday, making sure trees are clear from roads so they don't have plows hitting trees. Bucci says they have 135 of their own trucks ready to go, and also another 450 vendors who will be out on the road for the storm.
Concern going into this one would be from the last storm. We had a lot of rain. We had a lot of trees down. The ground is still soft. We're going to get heavy wet snow. We're still going to have high winds. So our main concern is trees coming down power lines. We had a lot of problems with that the last storm. That was the biggest issue that we had. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for sure.
And as we come back live outside TF Green Airport, we're learning of some flight cancellations this morning. One of the flights to and from Newark, New Jersey, and also a flight to and from Philadelphia has been canceled. So if you're heading out this morning, be sure to check your flight status. We have a flight tracker for you on WPRI.com. Live in Breaking News 1, Michaela McDonald, Eyewitness News.
And of course, we're still feeling the effects of last week's storm, which left thousands without power.
Outages, another concern with this storm. Joining us now on the phone is Timothy Rondo from National Grid. Good morning, Tim. Thanks for joining us. Can you give us an update on the restoration efforts following Friday's storm?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. We have just about a handful of customers still out without power at this point. As you know, our peak was 150,000 customers, one of the top 5 worst storms in Rhode Island for power outages in the last, I believe, a couple decades. So we're still cleaning up from that. We're pretty proud of our restoration efforts since Saturday due to sustained winds and gusts up until about 4 p.m. Saturday. So we were proud of the fact that we were able to bring up 150,000 in a couple days, and looking forward to this storm planning stages, of course, and just looking forward to that, and still focused on these 23 customers that we still have to get up.
Absolutely, Tim. You mentioned the planning stages. We're wondering, what steps has National Grid taken to prepare for today's winter weather?
Sure. So as you had mentioned prior in the cast, we have we're east of the 95 corridor. We're expecting less snow to come. However, it's going to be heavy, wet snow. So what we're looking at is the complement of crews that we had down here for Riley. We're keeping them. We're prepared to pre-position them in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for them to go where needed, given the track of the storm.
Tim, how are the crews holding up? I know it's been a long 4 or 5 days for your folks and also those that have come in from out of state. We're not the only state dealing with power outages, and with this next storm, are you going to be able to keep those extra crews from other areas around in Rhode Island to help out?
Yeah, we've had crews come in from around the country. We have contracts with these crews. We saw this Storm Quinn coming, and so we've kept them. They will be on standby for any outages that we will receive here in New England, ready to go throughout Massachusetts and Rhode Island as needed.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Tim. We'll, of course, be tracking the conditions for you all morning long, and we appreciate you checking in with us.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
And you can count on Eyewitness News, of course, for continuing coverage of the severe weather alert. Michelle's back in about 10 minutes with our updated futurecast of all the local closings and delays scrolling along the bottom of your screen. You can also find a full list at WPRI.com. It's a great opportunity to download our free Pinpoint Weather app as well to your phone or tablet. Make sure those devices are charged up in case you lose power.